pulling honey off the nukes this morning. These girls are full. I'll show you the boxes. I could have probably used fourths on these. This capping's pulled down from the top on practically all of them. You can see we have robbing pressure. So that season is upon us. It's nice pulling back full boxes of honey, so there's no complaints there. I have one colony there, one queen that got up, and a queen that got up here. So I got to sort them down before we leave the yard here. I'm going to do that right now after I'm done wasting my time on this video. There's a lot of pressure on these nukes, on the excluders, because they fill those boxes right full of brood. So there'll be 6 frames in there. She uses all that space, and so she's got a lot of pressure moving upwards, and we do have a little bit of trouble with them squeezing themselves through the screen and getting up to the top and causing us a little bit extra work. Nothing we can't handle though. These nukes are in pretty good shape. You can see lots of bees in them. But I want to show you what I'm seeing on a few of my colonies. Not all of them, just a few. Here's one. Discarding drone larvae. I'll show you another one. Not seeing it in too many places. Here's one. They're cannibalizing the drone brood and pulling it out. So there's 2 things that might be going on there. The first one is there might be high mite pressure within these colonies, or mid of August now, they might be, you know, we just took their honey away from them. They're like, damn it, we got to go into conservation mode here and start conserving some of our energy. So I'm going to find out exactly what's going on here tonight. I don't have time right now to do any assessments because we're, you know, I got to get to work here to pull some honey off. But I'm going to come back tonight, poke down into the nest and just see exactly what's going on. I'm going to do some whitewashes. I'm going to assess the brood and just kind of observe what's going on to get a clear handle. Because if this is a mite issue, then I have to be Johnny on the spot and, you know, end this flow right now and get some treatments on. Right now is basically when we start focusing on the preparation of that winter nest. So we have to be for damn sure that we get our mite treatments in time to be able to produce this healthy winter nest without any type of mite pressure whatsoever. Well, shit, I was going to make a video in this yard and how we have gone into dearth. The last 2 yards we set boards on, not a stitch of nectar coming in, full flight robbing. It's kind of a little bit discouraging because I'm right beside a seed alfalfa field, but it's matured and the sunflowers beside it has also matured, so it just basically run out of moisture. Coming to this 3rd yard we're going to set, and we are actually in flow in this yard, getting it from somewhere, not exactly sure, but if it's coming in, then it's coming in. So we're putting on these silly looking covers now just to protect our crop from the robbing. Because we put the boards in, it immediately takes the bees' defense away from protecting the honey up top, and they no longer protect it as they move down, so it exposes all this honey, leaves it vulnerable to robbing. My equipment is in terrible shape, so I need to do a little bit of investment in my boxes. But because of that, we have to protect all the cracks and the seams from the robbers going in to pull this honey back out. And it doesn't take them long. If they find a crack or a way in a matter of hours, those stacks will be emptied. So we go through a measure like this just to protect the crop from being pulled back by robbers. And it works really well. One thing that it does provide us is the ability to work our hives without, you know, worrying about that act of robbing whatsoever. We're in here and we set the boards. We actually dropped an empty in here. So before they actually found us, they're just starting to find the boxes a little bit. we're out of here. We come back and we strip the boxes off and leave the yard, and just as we leave the yard is just when they find us. So we sneak in, we sneak out before these bees actually know that we're here. So we don't have to deal with robbing whatsoever. I love it. Back to the yard, that I identified some unusual drone brood being kicked out of the front entrance. I just want to figure out what that's all about. It's late in the evening, my coffee's done. I don't need coffee right now anyway. So I'm just going to dig down into the nest just to see what's going on. There's honey in those boxes, that's positive. Hey girls. Looks like I got some company here. This is the hive that's showing the drone bird kicked out the front. So this is the one we're going to take a mite wash on. So they have lots of food on hand. Beautiful brood pattern. They are full of brood. Another beautiful brood pattern. I'm just looking at the bottom here, and this is where the drone bird is being reared. Just trying to find out why they're throwing it out. Look at that brood pattern. Now that's what I want to see. Another solid frame of brood. Here they are. Let's check this side for the queen. It's getting kind of late, hard to see. Here they are tearing the drone brood out. So I'm just going to take some out to see if there's any mites on these drones. No mites there. Try to find one that they're pulling out. This one here. No mites there. No mites, no mites, so that's good. This is the third frame of brood. I think I know what's going on here. Sometimes when we're pulling the honey, the excluder will stick, and it will lift the excluder and it'll lift the frames. And there's drone brood at the bottom, and I bet you what's going on is the drone brood got tore on the bottom of the frames, and what I'm seeing in the front of the hive is probably the brood that got torn apart, and the bees are just tossing out the front. Another frame of brood, so that's 4. I'm not going to find the queen, it's getting too dark for that. So I want to make sure, look at that sheet of brood. It's 4 sheets of brood. These girls are going to set up a magnificent winter nest. Here is a full frame of open brood. Now she's probably on here. Oh, it's getting too dark to find her though. Okay, so there she is. She's on the side walls. No wonder I couldn't find her. Hate when they do that. I'm just going to take a sample here now. Put her back together. So I have my sample here now, and it'll be pretty close to 100 bees. It's not a very big sample. I've kind of determined what the issue was here, and that it was broken drone brood as we're probably pulling the honey, and we probably broke some of that drone brood and they kicked it out the front. But I'm just going to see if there's any mites to wash off here while I'm here. So I'm going to shake this for about 2 minutes or so. And I'm not shaking any mites. So, peace of mind, I guess, right? Right about now is a very important time to monitor for mites. We got to know what's going on within these colonies to make sure when they are setting up this winter nest that they are disease-free. It's these bees that are taking the nest throughout winter, and they have to be in top shape. We need those winter bees to be developed without any disease, and we need to ensure that they're fed so that they have all the nutrition, all the nutrients they need to be able to pull themselves through that long period of dearth. Nothing. So that's good. That's peace of mind. I think as we go here, as I'm working through the bee yards within the apiary, I'm just going to take random samples just to make sure that I don't get caught by surprise here, and make sure that my bases are covered.